All right. Time series, of course, we want to check the spatial history. Start with the limited reservoir, CO2 supercritical, okay? And compare it with the hysteresis, I mean the infinite. Of course, in the case of infinite aquifer, we can inject more, okay? Because we haven't reached the maximum bottom hole pressure constraint in the case of infinite aquifer. Okay, that's why we can inject more within the time frame of the injection period. But in the case of infinite limited reservoir, the volume is limited, so we arrive at the constrained bottom hole pressure very quickly. So that's why we inject more CO2 in the case of limited, I mean infinite aquifer. All right. Okay, and let's see the pressure. First wells, CO2 injector, well block pressure or well bottom hole pressure. You see the pressure very quickly reaches 44,000. You see the star, maximum bottom hole pressure constraint violated for well 1. Okay, that's why after that pressure stabilized on zoom. And then let's compare it with the infinite reservoir. You see the pressure hardly changes. The pressure stays at 12,700. Okay, let's check with block pressure. First with this one, the limited, the same, the infinite, the same. What about layer? With limited first, pressure, well block pressure, yeah, the same value. Yeah, same value. So between 44,000 kPa in the case of limited reservoir, limited storage, limited aquifer, and 12,700 in the case of infinite aquifer. So you see, we have difference in terms of pressure and the amount of CO2 that can be stored. Maybe we can also see difference in gas mass density, right? You can see that maybe in layer, or maybe well, do we have density? No. So what about layer? Okay. Groups. Block properties. Okay, so we have gas mass density inside the block properties. Okay, this one. Okay. So in the case of limited reservoir, limited aquifer, again it's 978, but with infinite, it has lower density of 570 something. Okay, so that's what we have. But the most interesting comparison is, of course, in this case, the saturation, in my opinion. Okay. All right, there you go. So I think we can call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. See you again in the next CO2 sequestration model videos. Thank you.